SS8H11. Evaluate the role of Georgia in modern civil rights movement. Element A. Explain Georgia's response to Brown v. Board of Education, including the 1956 state flag and the Sibley Commission. Our learning target today, I will explain how Georgians felt after the Brown v. Board of Education decision. In the 1940s and the 1950s, African Americans, or blacks, began to advocate for civil rights. We saw the beginning of the civil rights movement in Atlanta with mayors William B. Hartsfield and Ivan Allen Jr. W.E.B. Du Bois's NAACP Foundation went to court to fight against many of the segregation laws, and won. In 1954, the Supreme Court came down with the verdict in the Brown v. Board of Education. Let's go back to how it started. Oliver Brown filed a lawsuit against the Board of Education in Topeka, Kansas, saying his daughter, Linda Brown, was denied admission into a white school. The lawsuit said that black children were not equally represented, and the segregation was a violation of the 14th Amendment, the Equal Protection Clause. The case went all the way to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court came back with the ruling, racial segregation of children in public schools was unconstitutional. Brown versus the Board of Education said separate was not equal, overturning the Plessy decision. Georgia had a strong response to the Brown versus Board of Education. Georgia's General Assembly backed the idea of massive resistance, which is the white opposition to court-ordered desegregation. Georgia was also against the forced integration of public schools. By the 1960s, the federal government was pushing for integration. So Governor Ernest Vandiver created the Sibley Commission to find out how Georgians felt about integration. It was led by John Sibley, a lawyer who believed that federal mandates were useless. Sibley led 10 hearings across Georgia to see how people felt. 60% of Georgians said they'd rather close schools than integrate them. Sibley wanted to desegregate on a small scale, just a few at a time. Governor Ernest Vandiver tried to close UGA, but was overruled by a federal judge. After that, desegregation began in Atlanta schools. Georgia was still upset about the Brown versus Board of Education decision. To show this, the Georgia General Assembly voted to incorporate the Confederate battle flag into the Georgia state flag. Over the years, attempts were made to change the flag. In 2001, Governor Roy Barnes changed the flag. Many were still upset about the flag. It had all the former flags of Georgia, including the 1956 state flag with the Confederate battle flag. In 2004, citizens of Georgia voted to change the flag, and it is the flag that we have today.